Greetings, salutations, welcome to 2024. Welcome to T's Good Times Garage. I am T. I am your host. It's a cool winter morning. It's been kind of a mild winter so far this year in the valley, which I guess that's not a horrible thing. Let me see if I can illustrate the situation for you here. It's a mess in here. It's crowded, and we're going to make it more crowded. A good buddy of mine, and bringing me something cool. What do you think about that, Scout? So we have to move everything around so we can get said thing in the garage, and then I'll have to put everything back. And then I'll have to figure out how to downsize even further. We're crowded. That said, the Dart needs to start up and move out. She does not usually get started during the winter months. Hey, Arthur. Poor Arthur's been out here in the cold all winter. Well, let's see if this thing will start. Here it is for you cold start fans. 1967 Dodge Dart race car cold start. I gotta go turn the switch on. Be right back. Much better. This battery's about done. Might not be a cold start. Take 12. Battery's helpful. Hey, welcome. Yeah, we've got some work to do, but that's why today is so important. We get some things done there. We can really dive right in. Got to get this thing ready for the race season. Well, my friends, it showed up. I'm going to be part of the lifted community. A very good buddy of mine was replacing his, and who did he think about but undeserving T. This is going to be a huge game changer. Well, folks, here we are a day later. The aftermath. Here's what we've got. I've got to do some rearranging so I can get it to where I can pull the Dart in to the rack bay. The Dart spent New Year's Eve out on the lawn. So I'm not going to bore you with any of the cleanup and organization. Well, folks, it's been a couple of days from my perspective, my timeline here. T got a little sick, got a little under the weather, but now that we're a little bit on the mend, back in the garage and kind of surveying the scene, it's a disaster. To become part of the lift gang, I had to move a lot of stuff out of the garage, and due to it being winter, once the lift was in, all that stuff just had to come back in to beat the cold, the snow. So now I've got a ton of organizing and such to do. Well, let's step back here and talk a little bit about what you see before you. We have a 12,000 pound 4-post bendpak lift with dual in-ramp jack systems. I did not anticipate being able to have a lift in this shop for some time due to the cost. As you can tell, this is not a brand new lift. It is well loved, gently used. It's had a lot of cars up and down it, for sure. But sometimes circumstances work out and you find those amazing deals. We had to do some things to make it happen, but I feel like this is the game changer that some of my work needed. So now that this is in place, I need to get things a little bit better organized, and I need to get the dart from over there to over here so I can get it up in the air and start checking some things out. So I have to have the dart ready to run our season, our drag season, and that remains to be seen when that will start. But once the dart's ready, then we can start on some other things. And those other things obviously include this car, which many have called it a pile. It's got issues. If you've seen some of my videos, you know that. Then, of course, we moved the 72 up into the rafters, so to speak, up off the ground at least, to take away, or to give us back some of that floor space. And we do have grand plans on the list for the Good Times garage. Lots of improvements we want to make. Time and money are the factors. We're working on that. Loft, mezzanine, whatever you want to call it, over this back section. But back to the rack. I wish we could have showed you the installation process. There were some folks that were uncomfortable being on camera, and I understand that. So we opted to forego filming of such things because it was definitely interesting. The folks that delivered it, they went through quite a process to get this thing stabilized so it wouldn't move around in tow, in transit. And it is a little bit wider than my doors, so we had to come in on an angle. If you will. This car stayed in because it's not very mobile. It would have been a major pain to get it out and then bring it back in. So we opted to try not to do that. We made it by the skin of our teeth, and it's in. So a big shout out, a big thanks to the individual that hooked me up with a smoking deal on this rack. We're going to try and do some amazing things with it. Hopefully it is the game changer we anticipate it to be. And I imagine I'll have some new friends now once word gets out. We'll see what happens. So 2024, a new year, not a new T, but an improved T. I'm going to try and be the best T I can be. That's what we're aiming for here at T's Good Times Garage. We'll definitely be out to a few different places this year. Thanks for watching. If you don't mind clicking that like button. If you're not a subscriber, hey, please give it a consider. Hey, please give that some consideration. I'd love to have you on board, especially if you like Mopar stuff. That's what we do. Come along with us. We'll see you out there, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.